The Boston Celtics are dominant, and they are a force to be reckoned with in this Eastern Conference after getting back-to-back dominating wins. Last night, they dominated versus the Utah Jazz, and tonight they dominated, besides a little bit of a third-quarter mishap, a game versus the Indiana Pacers, where they eliminated a fantastic offensive team in the first half and came back in a fantastic fourth quarter, led by guys like Jayson, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and big performances from Al Horford and Oshae Brissett. We'll be breaking down the post-game analysis and post-game stats for this game on Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. But before we dive into any Boston Celtics news, I would like to say that right around 80% of our viewers are not subscribed, and would greatly appreciate it if you guys hit that big old red subscribe button and join the Celtics Digest family. We're getting closer and closer to our goal of 3,000 subscribers, so if you want to stay up to date on daily Boston Celtics content, make sure to hit that subscribe button because you definitely won't regret it. But let's dive into the news at hand today. So make sure to grab a snack, as today's episode is going to be a fantastic one as we dive in looking at the Celtics securing back-to-back wins versus the Indiana Pacers tonight. They got a win versus the Utah Jazz at home in a fantastic blowout win. If you guys missed that game, check out our video by Isaac. He broke that game down. But in tonight's video, we're going to be breaking down the game in Indiana, where the Boston Celtics actually came out to a hot start versus this Indiana Pacers team, eliminating the Pacers to a roughly right around 17 points in the first quarter, which was absolutely fantastic. In the second quarter, the Pacers brought the game back a little bit, and the Celtics defensive kind of took a little bit of a step back, but their offense kind of maintained them a little bit to keep a well enough lead over the Indiana Pacers going into halftime. Once we got into halftime, though, the third quarter shambles started to hit the Boston Celtics like always, and with having foul trouble in the game with Derrick White, Jayson Tatum, and Sam Hauser, it was left to Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and Jrue Holiday to hold it down in the third quarter. They did a bit, and then in the fourth quarter, the Celtics absolutely turned it up, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown leading the way. Forgot to mention, Kristaps Porzingis got injured in this game as well. He hurt his right eye in the first quarter, was out for the second, did some shoot around in the second half, but never came back in. There's no word on him as of right now. Joe Mazzulla says he has no idea what's wrong with his eye, and we'll find out in more news tomorrow, so we'll have a video to break that down. But let's dive in, looking at the team stats for tonight's game. As you can see, the Boston Celtics played fantastically on offense, shooting 51% from the field tonight compared to the Indiana Pacers 41%, and outshooting the Indiana Pacers from three by 20%, shooting 39% from three compared to the Pacers 19%, which was absolutely atrocious. The Boston Celtics, though, unfortunately did not get a lot of free throws. They did not get their first free throw into the third quarter, and they were very slow to start off with them and finished with a terrible percentage, 52.6% compared to the Pacers' 77%. Was a fluke game, though, where the Celtics in recent games have been doing great in the free throw percentage, so that is looking good for them. If we want to look at some more team stats, 57 total rebounds to the Pacers' 38, with 13 offensive rebounds and almost a lot more rebounds of defensive, 44 to 28, 16 more defensive rebounds for the Boston Celtics, which is fantastic. You love to see them getting that because that eliminates the Pacers' second chance points underneath the basket. Celtics getting 26 assists and 7 blocks compared to the Pacers' 20 assists and 2 blocks, which is great. Pacers got more steals with 12 and had less turnovers compared to the Boston Celtics with 8 only compared to 17, but they did score the same amount of points in the paint at 54, with the Celtics committing 2 more fouls. We want to look at the individualized stats. Like I mentioned, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown were the two main X factors for the Boston Celtics today. Jayson Tatum absolutely dominated for the Boston Celtics, having a Tatum-esque MVP game, hitting all his shots from three and just performing for a great standpoint. 14 from 23 from the field, 8 for 13 from three, 2 for 4 from the free throw, with 13 total rebounds, 12 defensive, 6 assists, 1 steal, 4 turnovers, but plus 19 and 38 points. Jayson Tatum was electric and the best Boston Celtic tonight. And Jaylen Brown also stepped up in his time as well tonight for the Boston Celtics, finishing with 31 points, 1 for 4 from 3, but 13 for 20 from the field, 4 for 8 from free throw with 4 total rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block and 3 turnovers. Jaylen Brown found a way to attack the rim against a very good Pacers team who keeps up a lot of pace, and the Boston Celtics were able to control the pace of that Indiana Pacers team tonight on defense, but bring that pace and intensity on the offensive side that the Pacers weren't expecting to help them get a great win. Derrick White had a great plus 20 night tonight. Didn't have the most opportunities shooting. Only shot 6 shots tonight for total 7 total points. But he did have 5 total rebounds and 2 assists with a block. Jrue Holiday in the Boston Celtics lineup only had 8 points as well, but 6 total rebounds, 1 steal, and 5 total assists. 1 for 5 from 3, not the greatest for him. And like I mentioned, Kristaps Porzingis got hurt with the right eye irritation, so he only played 6 minutes for the Boston Celtics tonight. But the bench was huge for the Boston Celtics. If we want to look, you can see the main 5 contributors for the Boston Celtics tonight off the bench were all in the plus. Everybody on the Celtics tonight was a plus, and that is great. Defense played great, but they also held their own on the offensive side. Sam Hauser finished with 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. 1 for 5 from 3, not the greatest night from him, but a big night from our guy in Oshae Brissett, who brought a lot of energy and intensity to this Boston Celtics lineup tonight. Yes, he was 3 for 9 from the field, shot a lot of shots, but 1 for 3 from 3. But he had 5 total offensive rebounds to give him 8 total rebounds tonight for the Boston Celtics and finished with 8 points. He was bringing a lot of energy to that offensive side of the glass and was helping out the Boston Celtics in a lot of key plays. And even if sometimes he wasn't getting a rebound, he was crashing there trying to bring that intensity to get that board. And Al Horford doing Al Horford things. When Kristaps Porzingis goes down, he always finds a way to step up and be that X factor for the Boston Celtics, and he appreciates that. 4 for 8 from the field tonight, 2 for 5 from 3, but 7 total rebounds, 8 total assists, 3 total blocks, 10 total points, and a plus 10 from Al Horford. Payton Pritchard went an all-right game as well, 2 for 5 from 3, 1 for 3 from the three-point line with 2 rebounds and 5 points, finishing with a plus 10. And guys like fiba, Luke, and Dalano Banton just got at the end of the game. And Luke Kornet, all-right game tonight, 4 rebounds, played in the right position, 4 total points. No Neemias Queta, no Lamar Stevens for the Boston Celtics tonight. If we want to look at the Indiana Pacers team to see who actually performed to them, you can see Buddy Hield hit some sporadic threes for them, and in the third quarter where the Indiana Pacers looked like they were about to come back, where they had their dominance in versus the Boston Celtics, because the Celtics had a lot of fouls with their guys like Buddy Hield and Tyrese Halliburton kind of brought some energy. Tyrese Halliburton, not the greatest shooting night, only 5 for 17 from the field, 2 for 9 from 3, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 17 points, 5 steals though, doing everything you can. Obi Toppin finished with 10 points. Benedict Mathurin driving and attacking, bringing some intensity with 20 total points. But not that many performers from this Indiana Pacers bench besides that. Ultimately, the Boston Celtics just came out the gates with a lot of firepower, kind of wanting some revenge from this in-season tournament loss, which was the last time that they played the Indiana Pacers in Indiana, and they definitely got what they were asking for. The next game that the Boston Celtics that they play will be taking on the Indiana Pacers on Monday night. They got a back-to-back in Indiana, and I do not expect the Indiana Pacers to be taking this game lightly after they just got lost to the Boston Celtics 118-101 tonight, and it was pretty much a beat-up on the Indiana Pacers until the third quarter, where they came back a little bit and made it look like an interesting game, but then the Celtics just took control in the fourth quarter to finish it out. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this breakdown of this Celtics game. I want to know your guys' thoughts. How do you guys think Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Oshae Brissett, are you guys liking what he's bringing to this offense of the team? He has some sporadic games where if Brad gives him some run, he can do this, and it was a little bit of a revenge game for him versus former team. So could we see a little bit of more of a juice from guys like this to where the Celtics don't have to go and get trades? I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Ultimately, I'm very excited about this Celtics team. I'm very high on Oshae Brissett. I've liked him ever since he had gotten to the NBA, and very happy that he played a great game tonight. Very happy that Al Horford stepped up, and obviously the Jays doing their thing. We'll find some more news on Kristaps Porzingis' eye hopefully tomorrow or maybe late tonight, and we'll have some coverage to break down that for you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning to this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.